We'll get the recording started. You may have to give me permission at this point to continue. All right, thank you guys very much. All right, so what we usually do is we welcome each other. This is the first class, so I'm gonna tell you a little bit about martial salutes here. So many martial arts, and Tai Chi is a martial art, although a lot of us do it for health and balance. That works too. It's perfectly designed for that. So this is our basic hand shape. We'll be going into that more, but one way to get this basic hand shape is that you kind of extend your fingers so that your palm is really stretched, and then you come back to about 70%, okay? And so your fingers have some distance between them. Mine tends to go a little too far out, so I tend to adjust it a little. It should look something like this. It should be energized, but not stiff. So sometimes you can do that by going like this and get it real stiff and then just coming back. And that will make it sort of nicely energized. And another way to think about it is, it's hard for me to do right now because I've got these on, but if you like put it around your head, you'll get a natural curve to it too. They say take your palm down, look at it. You get this nice, lovely natural curve to your palm. That works too. All right. So this is our basic hand shape. We'll be talking more about that in future lessons. And I am not going to mirror you first, or maybe I am. I am going to mirror you. See if I can remember how to do this. I'm not going to mirror you. I'm going to stand like this. All right. So here is a right fist. This is how we make our fist in Tai Chi. Just like this. Can you see that? We're just sort of folding down, and we like to have a flat side here. See how this is kind of flat? Some of you guys may not be able to get flat because of just the way your hand is, but if you can, that's really nice. We'll talk about this more another time too. But that's kind of a fist in Tai Chi. And then you take this hand shape. This is your left hand. And here we go. Sorry about that. And we're going to put that flat of our fist in the palm. And then we're going to cover this. Many martial arts salutes don't. Sorry. We're going to cover this little fist eye right here with our thumb, with the thumb of our left hand. And then we're going to turn to each other and just sort of push out as a sign of respect. In some classes, you guys can think about that. We talk in Chinese and I would say, 同学们好, which is students hello. And you would say, 老师, which is teacher, 啦好, which is hello, 老师好. But we usually just say, good morning, hello, whatever. And some of the classes, and we do it either way. So you guys think about that, whether as you do more Tai Chi, sometimes you really want to do the Chinese, and sometimes you just as soon say good morning. So we'll do that at the beginning and the end, and we'll talk about it a couple of times. So there you go. I want to talk a little bit about this class because this is the first reboot of this module. We also started last Wednesday, and it's the same class as Wednesdays. So there'll be a new class next Wednesday and next Saturday, same class. All right. So the important thing for you guys to know is these classes go 6 to 10 or 12 weeks, depending on what we're doing. We always use different movements in the Tai Chi form in order to explore. So we will learn a movement today. We won't necessarily learn a new movement every day. We will also always be relating what we do in the Tai Chi basics and fundamentals to our everyday life and comparing them, because most of us have skills we bring with us. And we want to also bring these things we're learning about our body into everything we do in our everyday life. So I also wanted to thank folks today and have folks understand who this is, by the way, September 12th, 2020. We are in the middle of some pretty bad weather. So please keep yourselves, you know, masked or whatever you have to do to protect yourself if the air quality is not good at this point. And we're going to stay pretty calm today, so no problems with that. A couple of other things, please look around your space. You should do this every time when you're beginning your Tai Chi practice. Look at the floor. You're not going to be looking at the floor that much that often. Make sure there's not stuff like on your floor that you could step into, that you could bump into. Look at what you're apt to bump into. Is there something that a head might bump into? Is there something, you know, that a knee might bump into? Make sure that you're safe because we're going to be moving around, particularly today. The other thing I see people moving things in their space. Well done, well done. That's great. And the other thing I would like you to do at this point is take very seriously 2 rules for everything that we do here. The first rule is that you keep your eyes open. Unless I explicitly ever told you to close your eyes, please keep your eyes open. A lot of people, when they start concentrating on what they're doing, they close their eyes. That's not going to keep you safe. And Tai Chi is all about being able to be one with your body and one with the world and really ready for everything but relaxed and whole. Wouldn't that be wonderful? So you want to keep your eyes open. You want to see the world as the world is. So that's where we are. The other thing is a 70% rule. So just like I said, you know, stretch it as far as you can go and then come back to about 70%. I want you to be working in kind of your 70% zone. So if you could go this big, you know, I want you to go, you know, 70%. I want you to be gently pushing on what you're doing all the time. Your 70% will get bigger and bigger and bigger. Trust me, this is not a no pain, no gain thing. So those are the tips for a first day of class. I won't be taking so much time for them as we move forward. So let's actually do some warming up. I'm hoping that you'll be coming to class warmed up in the future, but we're going to demonstrate some good ways to do that right now. So what I would like you to do is think about the very top of your head. You could be putting maybe your favorite book, I don't know, or your favorite animal or something else at the very top of your head, somebody or something that you just want to balance there. I know I have at least 1 or 2 bookworms in here because I know some of you. So yeah, just kind of, and kind of wiggle your head around and get that suspended feeling. I want you to feel right now as if gently you are held by the head and the rest of your body gets to just relax down as your head is up, right? And now just gently 70%, right? 70%. Now, while you're doing that, can we become just gently 70% chickens? This is really, really good. A lot of us go around with our necks out, our chins out, just in, out, that kind of thing, a little bit of that. And then I want you to bring it in. And then I want you to relax, not bring it out. Now, chicken. Bring it in, still suspended, relax. You'll probably have your chin back further than usual, but you'll be relaxed. Now, turn, look to the sides or the corners or whatever your neck lets you do. Gently, that 70% rule still goes. Some of us, I'm one of these people who used to have a lot of crunchies doing that, discover that when you do the chicken first and you get your chin back, you're more aligned and you don't have the same kind of crunchies you had before. If you have a lot of crunchies, please, 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 please respect them and don't push, right? Listen to your bodies. All right. So we're going to go work our way down the body now. How about up, Remember 70%, but if it feels good, let yourself go 80, you know, like, oh, really enjoy it. And maybe back and up over your head. Imagine, get that imagination going and coming down. It's like a hoodie. It's like a hoodie. Oh, up over your head. Again, you want it to be a hoodie you like. All of this should feel good. If it doesn't feel good, come back to 20% and go the other way. Up, over. Maybe this is like washing your face or something. I don't know. Something that feels good. It's Saturday morning. Enjoy it. All right, and we could just like make them smaller and just kind of do whatever makes sense on those shoulders. Do whatever makes sense on the top of the head. Can you get the shoulders and the head just kind of like scarecrowing a little bit here, you know? Just kind of like they feel good. They feel suspended. All right. How about, could you keep your hips where they are a little bit and just see if you can turn your shoulders or maybe even turn your belly buttons. We're going to work on this more next week. Next week, I want you to bring a chair, like a kitchen chair, something you can actually sit in that's kind of firm, all right? You won't be sitting there long, so something you can move. But notice that the bottom of me is not, do you see that? The bottom of me is just hanging out, sitting there. See how my hips are not turning, but my upper body is. So gently, gently, see if you can get that kind of thing going. You could even let that upper body turn, just carry your arms. Carry your arms. More on the waist turn next week. So we haven't hula hooped yet. Anyone remember that? Oh my goodness. I see Anna has joined us. Welcome, Anna. And I think Anna, like me, must have sometime had a hula hoop or some other training. Oh, Marlene, go for it. Yeah, you guys look good. And Carol, or is it Carol Ann? Not sure which. Anyway, welcome. Nice to see you here. All right, so again, oh, that was a nice wave. Thank you. All right, so again, up, down, you know, just feel that. Feel that that's there. How about, what haven't we warmed up yet? We're warming up our joints. Did you notice that? That's what we're doing. So you can do that before you come or as we're chatting before class if you come early. Just do that. And then we'll do more of this later. I'm hoping you guys can actually see me. I'm not sure. You may be hard to see. I'm going to come over. You know what? I'm going to rename myself so that not so much of my name is maybe showing up and getting in the way, because at least for me, there we go. All right, I think a little more of my feet may show now for at least some of you. So we're gonna work on this more next week, but I just want you to, I just want you to kind of step and, you know, step and bring a foot in. Step and bring a foot in. You see that? Just kind of, in fact, you could do this. All right, just get your body warmed up a little bit. There we go. It's looking good. Looking good. Most of the time, you're going to be able to mirror me, so don't worry about what's left or right. I'll tell you if you have to worry about what's left or right. All right. And you know, you could do it like this, you know, bring one foot up a little bit. Now, if you've got balance issues, think about that. You know, think, is this working for you or not? You can always just touch with your toe, right? Just touch with your toe. That works too. But if you want to do this, if that's your 70%, you go right ahead. Take note of what you can do on one foot naturally. Take note. Take note. Just see what that is as you go. We'll do more stuff with our feet as we go on. I want to get us now into our in the realm of, oh, I love that. That's a great idea. Julia just modeled, well, we were doing all this fancy stuff, but you know what? Just let your body be, because that's a lot of what we were trying to do, is just just get our joints so that we could be natural and warmed up. All right, what I want to do right now is, some of you have never done Tai Chi before, or you want to rediscover the Tai Chi that you've been doing. And what I want to do is give you a bit of that Tai Chi experience and see what we can invent together based on what we already know about just moving in the world. So we're going to do this activity that I call the Furry Friends activity. So please use your imaginations. Look out. I'm going to sort of hide more of myself here, but you don't have to hide anything of you. I want you to just kind of look out in front of you. There's no point in looking down because we're going to roll in a cloud, and it is not going to be an orange cloud. It is going to be a wonderful white puffy cloud, and it's the perfect temperature, whatever temperature you want it to be right now. And it comes up to just, a couple inches below your knees. All right, there's a cloud there. You can't see the floor anymore. And into your space, I now want you to imagine that we have brought a bunch of furry friends, a bunch of small little hamsters or mice if you like them, not mice if you don't, kittens, whatever, small. And I mean, like, we've got at least 50 in the room, all right? And they're everywhere and they really enjoy you. Now, I want you to really get into that, and I want you to now not look down because there's no point, right? I want you to move in the space you've just created. We're going to use our imaginations. You've got this space. I want you to just start to move, right? I want you to move 2 or 3 feet, move across the room, whatever you want. That's looking good, guys. Just move. I want you to actually travel. And I want you to realize that at any moment, there could be somebody you care about who really wants to be near you underfoot. A life could be underfoot. How do you start to move? Are you just going to be striding across the floor? Is it slowing you down? Yeah, I'm seeing people say no, because keep moving. Really do this. Oh, you're about to step your next step. 2 furry friends are coming underneath you. 2 furry friends under the foot. What are you going to do about that? Are you going to just kind of pet them and encourage them to leave? Or are you going to pull your foot back? Can you do that? Try again. Move through the space. Really create this space. Your arms can do whatever they want. They might help you have extra balance. Oh, this is looking good, guys. I see heads up. Beautiful. Yeah, I see heads up. I see slow movements. Oh, there's 3 of them. They're having a party right under your foot where it's about to go. Don't step on them. I think you're going to have to move where they're not. You might have to take a foot back. This is looking really good. All right, so let's come back, and if you guys want to unmute yourselves and make any comments, you're welcome to, about what that was like for you, if you had any thoughts. You can also communicate. Go ahead, Anna.
I noticed that I had to be ready to balance on each foot at a moment's notice.
At a moment's notice, yeah. Or maybe just be balanced, right? and evidently you were, right? You've discovered that you were. Did people discover that they were able to balance and slow down? Yeah? This is another way you can talk to me. Carol, it looks like you're going to unmute.
I was wondering if the little furry friends were like I was wading through them, or if I was wading through the cloud and I could come in contact with a furry friend randomly at any moment. was still trying to refine my image.
Got it. Yeah, yeah. You looked like you had an image, though. You definitely looked like you had an image in your head. Yeah, I think whatever image works for you, really the point of this activity, and I encourage you all to try it over the next week. This activity never goes bad on you, really, if you want to do it. If you really can get yourself there into a space where you can't see, because, I mean, you can't see down. We can see to keep ourselves safe, but you can't see down. You can get yourself mentally there. You will slow down and you will balance and your body will kind of gather together. Did anyone feel that? Like your body became more whole? You were paying more attention to where you were? This is something we do in Tai Chi as well. So let's do another related activity. We've had furry friends underfoot. How would it be same or different if we were on ice? All right, so now I want you to let your water's on the floor and it's frozen. I don't want you to get upset. If you fall, we'll soften it for you, but we hope you don't fall, right? And I just want you to move. It's ice now and you're not sure how thick it is. You can't see it. You still can't see it, so there's no point in looking down. Your head weighs about 10 pounds, so you don't want to really tip it down. At the same time, you don't want to be tense. How is it different? It's not a furry friend now, but that ice might sort of, is it strong enough for you? How do you transfer your weight? Make sure it's thick. Oh, you guys look great. Is it different if you're going forward or back? How do you do it when you're going to transfer your weight on ice? Little by little to make sure it's going to hold you. Does a heel go down first on ice?
No way.
Does a whole foot go down? Think about it. Is it different when you go backwards or forwards? Just notice. Actually, probably don't think about it so much as notice if you have that image in your head. So when we move in Tai Chi, we're going to gather back together here. When we move in Tai Chi, we usually keep our heads suspended. It helps us to stay aligned. We're going to be talking a lot about alignment, and we're going to be looking for where that happens in everyday life and where that happens in Tai Chi and how we can use it. See, I even come with a center line. So you can actually watch my center move, you know, as we do things. So we'll be doing that. I want you to really think about this week as you're doing things. We're going to still be doing stuff for another 15 minutes, but I just want to remind you now to be suspended and keep your head up. You'll actually find your mood elevates as well. And if it helps you to put something on top you're taking around the life with you, put that little gremlin or that little whatever on top of your head. I mean, why should Ben Franklin from Ben and Me be the only one who carries somebody around? You know, just enjoy. Right now, there's enough to not enjoy. Let's use our imaginations to enjoy what's going on. And when you're putting something in the microwave, why not slow down? There's nobody else around. Why not bring a cloud in and mess with the floor or mess with who's there? It's going to bring you into your body. It's going to bring you into moves that are really at the basics of Tai Chi, right? I've been talking a lot and I don't want to keep talking. So let's do another activity. I want to work with you to start inventing the bow step, which we're going to finish next week. So this is how we do that. Can you guys imagine drawing a bow like off to the corner somewhere? Like, you know, you have a bow in one hand, could be either hand, you have a bow in one hand, and you and the fingers pull on the string, you know, like this. They pull on the string, and you look where you're going, and yeah, and you hold that bow. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. You guys, a lot of you look like you've done it before. What we're going to do now is, I don't want you to get all into the how exactly you hold a bow. Don't worry about that. You either you know or you don't in your body. It doesn't matter, because that's not what this is about. I'm going to throw you a bow in a minute, and you're going to grab that bow, and you're going to do your best, whether you know how to shoot a bow or not, to shoot to whatever corner works. Grab it with whatever hand you want, and you're going to shoot that bow, okay? So we're going to do this a few times. So here's a bow, and I'm going to throw it to you. Grab it, take it, and shoot. Aim, shoot. Beautiful. Now, I want you, don't forget, you've got to aim. You got about 3 or 4 seconds to shoot. I want you to shoot. There's a target there. Now I'm going to throw it to you. It's windy. You're up on a hill, and it's kind of rocky terrain, like gravelly terrain. So I want you to put in your head windy, gravelly terrain. All right? Windy, gravelly terrain. And I'm going to throw this to you, and I want you to shoot again. Ready? Here. Windy, gravelly, windy, 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 gravelly. All right. Now, I want you to do it one more time, and then don't move after we do it, all right? Ready, here we go. Catch it. Windy, 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 gravelly. It's ready, stop. Don't move your feet. Be comfortable, you can put your hands down. I want you to look down at your feet. When it was windy, when you had to balance, when you had to do something you weren't sure of, with your thumbs up or this way, tell me, did you, I'm going to actually, we got some background noise. I'm going to see if I can control that a little bit. Here we go. All right. So when we, I want you to look down at where your feet are. Are they still there? Sorry. Tell me, thumbs up, if your feet are like parallel, completely parallel. Anybody's feet completely parallel? Ooh, I've got thumbs down, right? Yeah, I've got a lot of thumbs down, completely parallel. How about one of them's like off to an angle? Is that what that means? Yeah, off to an angle. Yeah. So this is actually what a bow step is like, especially when you're at the corner. When you're at the corner and you're seeing one off to the back angle, you may or may not realize you're in a bow step, but you probably are in a bow step to the corner. This is why. So let me explain this to you. When our feet are parallel, we're pretty good this way, right? Put your feet parallel for a moment. Like if it's windy, you're probably going to also find that instinctively, do you soften your knees when it's windy and rocky? Are you experiencing? Yeah, you're experiencing that. Yeah. So imagine that it's windy and rocky, and there you are. But if the wind or something else were to hit you this way, you'd go back. You wouldn't have much ability to stop, right? And similarly, from the back to the front. And similarly, off to the corner. You really only have 2 good directions. But as soon as one of your feet is off at an angle, and there's some distance between them, I didn't ask you if your feet were together. Were people's feet together? I should have asked. No. They were apart, right? Right. So here again, you've really got a problem, right? But you ended up kind of like this. And when you did, I'm going to actually turn it this way for you. It's the same thing. It's like, it looks like this, but I can turn it like this. It turns out from my now front foot, we're about shoulder width apart. One of them is off to the angle. And when I do this, what happens when I actually feel it? I am pretty good still left, right. I'm pretty good front back because this back foot can really dig in. I'm pretty good off to these corners. I'm good in 6 directions now. The only 2 directions I'm not really good at are this one here and this one back here. This is why we do a bow step. And this is basically what the essence of a bow step is. I wanted you guys to experience that you can do it naturally. So as we learn and we talk about bow steps in here, I want us to recognize that it's something that if you ever are having trouble feeling it, put yourself on rocky terrain, put yourself in the wind. And your body will instinctively want to center into it, want to grab into it. That's a lot of what we're going to be doing as we teach this. So let me give you just a real quick explanation of what a bow step is. Next week, we're really going to go into how do you get into it, how do you balance, how do you do all of this stuff. This is mostly to tell you why, and to tell you can practice this. Just see what happens with your body when you are when you have furry friends, and then when somebody throws you a bow and you're on rocky terrain and you've got to do something. Instinctively, you go down. Instinctively, you bend your knees and you dig in, and instinctively, your feet are not parallel. All right? So these are some of them. One other thing, if you're going to do any of this stuff at home, I want you to always make sure that your knees go in the direction of your toes. So let's just take a minute and stand here. We'll do this next time. I want you to bump your knees in the directions of your toes. And then you can come up and you can turn out one of those feet if you want. Still bump them in the direction of your toes. I want you to get used to that. Never, never, never do we do this. Do you see that? You see my knee coming in? Your hips have to open. We're going to be talking a lot about opening our hips. It's called opening your quad. We'll be doing that, all right? But for now, bump those knees. You can do whatever you want, but bump those knees in the direction of your toes. Just get that habit started. That's a real basic. All right, we've been doing everything. I love watching you guys because we got people doing this. We have people doing this, right? Yeah, it's just lovely. All right, so this week you're going to do this, and you're going to do, right? You're going to walk around. I'm going to ask you next week how you feel. Oh, I wish I could put Julia on, but she's got something on her head, right? Why not? Why not? Enjoy. All right. So let's go into our upper bodies now a little bit. I'm going to teach you opening. All right. And we'll learn more about this later, but I want you to experience it. So let's start with our feet shoulder width apart. Run through a little checklist of your own, right? Suspend your heads. Feel the very top of your head, like the clouds are just, the cloud on your floor has gone up and now it's inviting your head to go up with it. Your neck gets very long. It's loose because we warmed it up earlier. I'm going to move over here so I'm more in front of my camera. There you go. There, that's looking good, you guys. We're just suspended. And as we are suspended, check and see about that tailbone. Can you relax your hips? I carry a lot of tension there. Relax your hips. My camera's off angle. Anyway, relax your hips. Feel your feet in the ground, on the ground. So you are suspended up. Your shoulders are hanging. You're hanging suspended like you're on a coat hanger. And your tailbone's straight down. Oh, you guys look fabulous. The sides of your fingers, I want to put little weights on the edge, on your middle finger. And it should be hanging just right next to where your seams of your pants are. Now, I want you to think of some really wonderful, cool or warm or whatever you want, energy that comes right from the center, sort of between your shoulder blades on your spine. It comes out, it's filling your back curves a little, it comes into your upper arms, and your upper arms, shoulders curve a little bit, and then it's almost like a balloon filling up your arms float up. They're gonna get to shoulder height, and then it starts to come out of just your upper arms, drooping your elbows, and you push down. Now you've got a ball you're pushing into water, a big like beach ball you're pushing into water, and you get to a point where you can't push anymore because there's no push left. Then you just let your arms come back. And we're going to do that again. Feel very centered, suspended. And again, from the center across the back, it fills and turns your upper arms like you're kind of blowing them up in a really nice way. And then at the top, the elbows droop and there's this little wave and you push down. Until you can't push anymore. And then you come back. This is opening. We'll be doing a lot of this. And again, from across your back, opening it, filling your arms, floating up. Upper arms droop first into the elbows, little wave. Push down. At some point you can't push anymore. So you stop and come back. One more time, remember those weights on your fingers? They're now like magnetic and they're also pulling, gently expanding every joint in your arm as you do this activity. And one more time without talking. Just enjoy it. You guys look fabulous. So, questions? How are we doing? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. We'll be, yeah, go ahead.
Those movements are much easier for me with my eyes closed when I'm trying to visualize things. How do you get past that?
Uh, it's hard. The only way you get past that is that I guess for me, I stop, number one, I have to stop looking at the screen. So that's part of it. I have to see the whole world. Have any of you guys ever been coached in tennis? I haven't had much, but they talk about being able to see the fuzz on the ball. Like when it's spinning, they say, which way is it spinning? Which way is it spinning? And you go, they say, keep your eye on the ball. You'll be able to see which way it's spinning. And you're like, are you kidding me? You know, like it's moving really fast. There's no way that could happen. Well, I guarantee you, Serena sees it spinning. I guarantee it. And I had an experience once where I actually saw it spinning when I was being coached. And the key to that was actually was somehow having the ball be the center of the universe. But in a way, it's not really looking at or thinking about any one thing. It's having your eyes open, but having your eyes be, having your attention be everywhere at once. I find that if my attention is everywhere at once and I'm kind of looking almost peripherally out at everything and nothing is there, and it's like having my eyes closed. That's my tip. I don't know. There are people who struggle with that. Anyone else here have ideas on that they want to share?
I know with visualization, lots of times it's like what you're thinking or imagining, but sometimes I go more into my body and what it would feel rather than from my mind.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Yeah. And some of us do it more easily than others. And when my voice is there distracting you, it can help, but it can also be problematic. Do what you can with it, however it works for you. And if the particular image doesn't work for you, don't do it, just do something similar. And because I guarantee you one of these images will work for you at some point. Any other comments? That was great. Thank you, Angela. All right, so we're coming to the end of our time together. I want to remind you that this is just the first of many. We will be moving more and talking less in our future classes. You can practice this stuff at home. You can practice this opening move that we just did, You can practice the pieces of it. You can practice, what is that like, What is that wave about? You can get a feeling for where you feel it in your body. You can pay attention. These are good things. And you can move, and you can try to move slowly, and you can move quickly. You can pay attention to your movement. You can also walk around all week. Your assignment all week, carry something on top of your head, right? I love it, Julia. Julia's got a stuffed animal like just sitting on top of her head, and she was actually doing opening and close, opening like this, with it. So enjoy. Yeah, Julia.
So you said you're recording this. Can we watch it?
We will, either this one or the one that was done Wednesday will be put up on the Young Family site. And if for some reason that doesn't happen, I'll put it there. So I will I'll be sending out links hopefully by the end of the weekend to everybody who's registered for the class, because I think some people will have missed class today too, just because of the weather. I know I'm going to be masking up just as soon as this is over. Anything else? I'm going to actually close the official class now, but let us sort of say goodbye to each other, right? So we're going to make a fist like this. This is the right fist, like this, and that hand, remember that 70% hand? Oh gosh, you guys have this? Like this, right? Like this. and we're going to say goodbye. All right. Thank you. And I'm going to stop the recording. I'll be hanging around for a little while if anyone wants to stay.